This is an amazing topic. It is one very close to my heart, probably Agnes' heart. Everybody else is a small business owner, and it's Small Business Month, and how to promote, especially local businesses. Yes, business online as well, but to support your local business is an amazing thing. People don't realise the economy actually needs all these small businesses as well. We need that as a nation. But having that support, your local ones, and watch them thrive, watch them get better, makes you feel better as well because you feel part of that journey.
Yeah, it's money that doesn't disappear, right? Because your local business owners will then invest that money back into the local economy as well. So it's a much smaller circle of how money moves. But also just I think, there's people put so much heart into their businesses and they know their stuff, right? Whereas if you buy it from a big online retailer, you might get it, a couple of quid cheaper, but and delivered to your door. But um, and there's nothing wrong. Like, listen, there's nothing. I order my dog food online all the time because it gets delivered to my door, and I really prefer not to have to lug 15 kilos of dog food up my stairs. So there's a time and place, but for everything else, pet, I go to my local pet store
Yeah.
because because I want to support her business as well, and she has all this expertise that I can ask her about, and you have the conversation, and I think apart from the money, just the social cohesion that we create by going into our local shops, because we don't just meet the shop owners, we meet our neighbors in there as well. It's like when I got a dog, suddenly I started knowing my neighbors because I never used to know my neighbors, but now I know everybody who has a dog.
Yeah, and I think as well, you mentioned a great point about the money side of it, because if you're supporting, and I'm not wrong, because I use Amazon and everything else online as well, but what I always feel is, and especially going to supermarkets, you go into a supermarket, and I'm stupid because I always say the same thing. I look things around and go, why have we not got a little fruit and veg? We've now got a little stall with it, but we used to have shops, fruit and veg shops near us, fish markets, fish shops I haven't to buy. Butchers, bakers, why are we not using them? We use these because of the ease of it. And you're right, there might be a couple of pounds or whatever a difference. But those supermarkets take that money and invest it somewhere else. You go to a local one, your local shop, or even buy online off somebody who's local. The money then they spend goes back into the local economy because they're spending the money that you give them on the business in the economy or even in the shops locally.
Yeah.
So the money is going back in locally. And you'll find that most small business owners will actually go to other small business owners for what they need as much as possible. I try and do it all the time. And one thing that's really important with that is networking. Networking for business, especially for small business owners, networking is a great way of getting out there. And it's not just, people get this wrong. They go to it saying, I went to that one last week and I never get anything from it. Well, you're not expecting people to buy things from you straight away. What you want to do is to learn about them, learn about the business, but also they learn about you. But what you'll find more than anything is, as a small business owner, it can be quite lonely. So if you're right, if you've got a shop or something local that people can come into, that's great for them as well. They're meeting you and your neighbours, everything else, yeah, and get to know your dogs and everything else that comes in. You get to know the life stories. If
Yeah.
people start talking, that's an amazing thing as well, and that builds community, and
Well,
that's such important.
essentially this is how Louisa and I met because uh, um, uh, a friend of mine, um, she had a co-working space, but before the co-working space came to be, she did weekly meetups. We would just meet in different cafes
Mm,
around the city and sit and work or chat or like sometimes you had some work and you just needed the accountability of other people seeing
yeah.
you do the work and you could bring that work, or you could just have a chat. Sometimes you'd get some feedback on an idea, or right, like it was very informal. It was very just come as you are, buy a coffee, bring your laptop, don't bring your laptop, whatever. But this is the time and the place, and it was a different
Mm.
place every week. So we also just found all these lovely cafes where you could sit and work and have something to drink and something to eat. And it was so nice because you have that social aspect, but also, you start building a network of people that you can then go to when you need service, but also just when you need some feedback. We did a lot of sort of service swapping between those people as well. And essentially that's how Louisa and I met, because we were both part of that group. We didn't quite meet until the group disbanded because the co-working space closed after COVID. But that was the way that that I met a lot of the people that I'm still friends with now. Those friendships grew through that sort of it was called the meetup, but that's just a networking activity, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying about business people. A lot of them get wrong when they first start. They think networking is all about selling to people, but it's not. It's building relationships. What you're trying to do is to nurture those relationships. So yeah, when someone needs something and that you're the person that provides that, they'll go, actually, no, I'll get Tony that. They might get it off someone bigger. They go, he's always been good to me, a supporter. And you'll find that also that a lot of those people will help you when you're stuck, because maybe they've been through things that you've just facing now, or you can help them with something. And I said, that's the bit that's so important, is that it's to build on what you've got, let other people know about it, because if nobody knows what you do, no one's going to be able to buy from you. So that's where this is important to go out, and they don't realise that, a lot of people don't, but that's their best advertising, is the people at the network,
It's
the people they speak to.
It's the ambassadors that we create, right? Like you, me, Louisa, we constantly talk to other people about the stuff that the other people are doing, because we're advocating for each other.
Yeah, and it's I think 'cause we all met that way. I met Louisa through another network event, and we're not even in the same country, so it's not even a local thing. And then Louisa introduced me to you, who is again not in the same city, but in another country, same as Louisa, miles from me. That's the important part about us, but we support each other. You're right, we support each other's businesses as well. And we help each other if we get something stuck on our side of it, personally and professionally. And that's the important part. And it's for small business owners, new business owners, it's building that community means that you've got that infrastructure around you, then they will support you and they will help you. And what they'll find is that, as I said earlier, they will buy from you when they can, when we've got what they need, and you'll do the same for them. So it's like a symbiotic relationship that you have, but it's also building communities at the same time, especially locally. And it can be locally nowadays as anywhere in the world. Because they said, you're in the Netherlands, I'm in Scotland. We're not exactly local as on a map, but we are now. We're sitting right next to each other on these these bits of the screen. So that's the bit that's so important about it, is when you say the word local, it can just mean whatever it means to you. But as supporting the people, the small business around about you is the important part.